While I really do like these Philo wire strippers, they do have one flaw that has always bothered me. That is, they don't work reliably when using PTFE insulated wire, commonly known as Teflon. This is the type of insulation that you would use for higher temperature applications and allows a bit more current to flow through the wire before it starts to melt. The issue is that the insulation is a bit too slippery to grab onto with this particular style stripper. After consulting with people who deal with this type of wire all the time, I've been told that they typically would use this style for small gauge wire. The one disadvantage to this style is that you don't have the depth control that you would have with the Philo style. There is another style of stripper that has a bit more aggressive teeth to hold the wire, but this has the disadvantage of potentially damaging the insulation, which could be an issue of using the wire for higher voltages. In my search to find a wire stripper for Teflon has led me to the Knipex model 121206. This is specifically advertised for stripping Teflon coated wire. If we take a look at the catalog entry for this series, we can see that there are several models available depending on the wire capacity. I probably made a mistake here by getting the metric version of this tool because there are models specifically tailored for American wire gauge capacities. You'll see in a bit that I think that this is the source of some inconsistent results. Luckily, it looks like the blades themselves can be purchased separately, which is something I may try to procure in the future. First thing to observe with this tool is the adjustable depth stop, which is a piece of translucent plastic that can be adjusted by squeezing both ends and sliding it along a knurled post. There is also a scale on the tool to show the relative position. Taking a look at the principles of operation, the primary difference in this stripper is that it has two sets of blades. While one remains stationary, the other moves outward to pull the insulation off. This means at no time is the insulation being gripped or damaged, which is why it's especially suited for insulation with special properties such as Teflon. One thing I didn't like about these was the lack of space between the blades and the tool for the smallest sizes. It makes it extremely hard to get the wire lined up in the correct hole, but once you get it in position, it doesn't do too bad of a job. Now let's compare these strippers to the other style that works well with Teflon coated wire for the highest capacity of both of these tools. 10 American wire gauge. On the Knipex style, we had sort of a failure here when I put it in that largest slot, which is what I thought would have been for 10 AWG from the markings on the tool. I believe what happened here is that the blades have to be very close to the wire diameter to make a successful strip, and since I'm using the metric version here, it is out of clearance for this particular wire size. Using the next size down, it sort of worked, but it didn't quite because the opening was a bit too small for this wire. Another thing to note on this tool is that the mechanism is on a spring-loaded cam design, where when squeezing to a certain point, the jaws will open up with a constant force action. I had a bit more success on the lowest capacity wire, as I believe these sizes would be within the required tolerance using this metric die. The jury is still out on this one. I think for this review to be complete, I need to get a set of sizes for American wire gauge and verify that my problem with the higher capacities is that I'm trying to use the metric dies. I can see why professionals use the other style tool as a bit faster to strip the wire and are generally inexpensive. I guess I need to get more practice on that style tool to get the depth right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that look at the Knipex Precision Insulation Strippers. Check out the link in the description of the four of you. There's also some affiliate links in the description if you feel the urge to pick this unit up. Have a good week and I'll catch you guys next time.